let's take a look at just a couple of the problems you have from your homework. So your homework was page 312, numbers 7 through 15, and you just needed to be graphing them. I gave you graph paper. I have a few grids here, so you just don't have to wait for me to get that all put down. So couple of things that I want to look at, just the very basics. So if we look at number 7, y equals 3x plus 1. Right? So when we look at this, our slope or our m equals 3, our y-intercept or our b equals 1. So we said we would always start with our b, and that always goes on our y-axis. So I'm going to go 2, 1 on our y-axis. Then I'm going to do a slope of 3. We said we write this as a fraction, so that's going to be 3 over 1. So from this point, I'm going to go up 3 over 1, right? 1, because those are positive. I'm going to do that one more time. Up 3 over 1. There is my line. Okay. Let's also take a look at number 12. So number 12, we have y equals negative 6x. Okay, so this really says y equals negative 6x plus 0. So if we look at this one, we know that our slope or our m is negative 6. Our y-intercept or our b is 0. So we're going to start at 0. Again, we're going to make this a fraction, so that's going to be negative 6 over 1. We said if we have a slope that's negative, that's going to tell us to go down. So we want to go down 6, but then that's over positive 1. Right, so down 6 because that's negative, but this is a positive 1, so this is going to tell us to go right 1. I can't fit another point on my graph that I have here, so I'm just going to put my line in there. If we look at number 13, we have y equals 4. So we said this would be the same thing as y equals 0x plus 4, so this tells us our slope is 0. And our y-intercept is 4. So I'm going to start at 4, always on my y-axis, so always on my vertical. Again, I'm still going to put this 0 over 1. So when I go to graph this, I'm going up 0 over 1, up 0 over 1. So this is just my horizontal line. If we take a look at number 14, we have y equals negative 0.2x plus 3. Now, graphing negative 0.2, we would either have to approximate that, which we don't want to do unless we have to, right? That's what we talked about in class. We could if we had to, but we don't want to. So let's just rewrite this as a fraction. If you aren't sure what that is a fraction, you could put 0.2 in your calculator and then do second PRB. That's going to be the same thing as negative 1/5 x plus 3. So we know our intercept is 3. We can start there. Again, negative 1 over positive 5. So I'm going down 1, right 5. Down 1, right 5. Another way that we could check is that when our slope is negative, we know we want a line that is going downhill. So we should have a downhill line. Then last, let's look at number 15. So 15, we have y equals 1/4 x minus 1/3. Unfortunately, on this problem, we don't have much of a choice. We can't do anything about the fact that our intercept is a fraction. So if we go down to negative 1/3, we're going to have to approximate from here. So from here, we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, over 4, up 1, over 4. So this is going to be our line. And this is actually going to be what we'll talk about tomorrow. What do we do when our y-intercept is a fraction, and how can we deal with that? So make sure you have the rest of your problems done for homework tomorrow. We will be grading those in class.